Good morning, Dubai. How are you doing? Happy Monday. Welcome back to Lovin Daily, where we take you through the trending stories that everyone in Dubai is talking about. Today, we're talking about a brand new, beautiful, stunning residential place that's opened up in Dubai Marina. If you're into properties, this is pretty fab. We're also talking about the latest COVID-19 updates in the UAE, the new numbers, places that have been fined, and also places that have been compliant, which I think is a positive note to know that a lot of places across the city are doing their best to remain safe for you. But our top story today, one that we reported yesterday, is with many shelters temporarily closed, those operating are crumbling under enormous pressure. So one of the few animal rescue shelters that's currently permitted to operate in the UAE is pleading for help. Now, this follows the temporary closure of a number of animal rescue shelters this weekend. So which we're going to take you through a little bit. Facebook and Instagram pages of well-known rescue shelters have been moved to private. So if you look through a couple of them that you may know, they've been moved to private. And one rescue group in the UAE explained that shelters have been shut until they officially get registered or officially get their license or until further updates. So this kind of leads us to what we're talking about is that Stray Dog Centre is operating. They're registered a non-profit organisation. They say they're receiving calls from every single emirate in the UAE and that they're in a very critical situation with mounting vet bills, 160k they say. So if you can help, do. So this kind of comes after, like I said, over the weekend, a number of well-known rescue shelters basically have been closed because they didn't have licenses. So I know there's a number of rescue shelters that we've been in contact with. We can't find their Instagram pages, and they basically said they're in talks with authorities, but until they get that license, that actually some have been operating unethically, and because of that, it's kind of ruined it for the rest of them, which is a very scary situation for animals in the UAE. Like I said, we know that the ones that are registered are crumbling under the pressure, but we were talking just before we went live about, and actually there was an interesting comment when we posted this yesterday, that a woman, Rosine, who comments on a number of stories. Good morning, Rosine, if you're watching. She said that she was charged 5k at an adoption centre over the summer. And she said it was too high. She wanted to adopt and it was just too much.
5,000 dirhams.
5,000 dirhams.
You adopted a dog recently.
I did.
And
little Goosey, if you're watching.
You guys?
She never watches. Goosey, she cost 1,500 dirham. She was with a shelter that I believe is also now closed. But that 1,500 includes vaccinations. They literally did everything. So at first we fostered her, and all of her vet's bills until we took over full adoption was all covered. And then also the boost and the vaccinations that come after that, they were all covered, which I thought was actually quite good. And 1,500 does seem to be the going rate for an adoption because obviously they're covering the expenses.
Yeah, they're covering the expenses, like I said, vaccination, paperwork, like those are also expenses. And I think 5,000?
5,000. Well, it's just interesting because, like I said, the quote that we have from one shelter said some were operating unethically, which ruined it for the rest of us. So we hope, 5k for an adoption. But then if you look through all the comments, others are saying that they took, stray cats this summer and it was free. So there's quite a bit of a variation there. And that's why I think, I don't know if this is going to be a controversial thing, but that's why, of course, getting licenses is so important and regulation is so important in the UAE because to make sure that you don't have those kind of discrepancies. But you had a similar case that you adopted, was it a couple of years ago in Abu Dhabi?
Yeah, so we adopted our beautiful German Shepherd, Kenai, about 7 years back from Cloud9. My mom and dad actually rescued, they fostered him for about 6 to 7 months before they actually took in the paperwork and all that. And I think they said they had paid around $1,000, but I'm talking about like 7 years back. But again, that was just for paperwork, vaccination, all those, the miscellaneous things before you adopt. It's not really going anywhere. It's going for the dog and for its shelter and the well-care of the dog.
This is it, and that was my experience 100%. Someone, Ed, has just joined us. He said that mostly registered shelters adoption fees are between 500 and 2,000. You get your pet passport. And like I said, my experience during COVID, adopting a dog, 1,500 dirham was fantastic. It felt like the people that we rehomed Goose from, really cared. And also we have friends with similar experiences with other rescue shelters which have been closed down, which just makes us really worry about the number of strays that do need help. So leading back to kind of what we led in with at the start of the story is that Stray Dog Centre in the UAE. They've been operating since 2013. They're registered, they're open, but they are crumbling under the pressure. They have a lot of cute doggies looking for homes on their forever homes, I should say, on their Instagram page. So if you want to check that out, go on to Stray Dog Centre on Instagram and you can get updates about them there. They've been operating since 2013, doing a fantastic job, and you can get more information about it. But if you guys have similar experiences you want to talk about it, do drop it in the comments. We'd love to read them after the show. But we'll lead you into our next story, the latest COVID-19 updates in the UAE. So we'll take you through the numbers. First, in the last 24 hours, 106,034 tests took place across the UAE as part of its plans to expand the scope of testing. As we know, 851 new cases were announced, 868 recoveries, and 1 death. Now, in the same day, Dubai Economy fined 22 establishments and warned 2 shops. And within those establishments, 9 were fined for employees' lack of commitment to wearing masks, and 3 were breaking physical distance guidelines. 649 were found to be compliant, and there was 0 closures. So the DAD continues to emphasize the importance of following the precautionary measures in a bid to curb the spread of COVID-19. So kind of every day we're bringing you the latest numbers, and also kind of as Dubai Economy are really clamping down on making sure that the precautionary measures are enforced across the UAE. And they've actually put up if you can see it on Facebook beside us here, bringing us kind of if there were any closures, if there were any fines. And I do like also that they add the number of how many were compliant, because it shows how many kind of checks are being carried across the UAE. And also
it's good, right? Like, it's also to let everyone know that like these checks are happening.
Exactly.
Like, please follow social distancing, wear the mask, like, it's for your own benefit. We are all responsible.
We are all responsible. Commit to win.
Yeah. We are all responsible, guys.
The checks are happening, and also the fact that there are so many being compliant. So yes, we're hearing about closures because they kind of make the headlines, and we're hearing about a number of fines, but also the fact that there are 649 who are doing a good job. So keep it up. And it's a reminder to us in our schools, in our offices, in our cars, in the metro to also do the same. And we'll move on to our final story. A stunning Jumeirah Living Marina Gate has opened. And if you love looking at pretty properties, this is pretty fantastic. This is Jumeirah Living Marina Gate by Marina. It's brand new, and it's created by the good people at Jumeirah, so you know it's going to be pretty fab. So these are serviced residences, and it's kind of worth noting they're one of only 4 Jumeirah Living properties worldwide. So we know Jumeirah has a number of hotels across the UAE. Jumeirah also has a number of properties worldwide, but Jumeirah Living is kind of a standalone step above that, and there are only 4 worldwide, one in the UAE, one in China, and 2 more. Can't remember where.
Isn't the first one in UAE?
I think so, yeah. Jumeirah Living.
Wow.
I think so. We can check that. But obviously it adds to an already impressive portfolio for Jumeirah. The property includes villas, also spacious apartments, private residences, and the most incredible views of Marina. You've probably seen it. It's right beside is it Kayan Tower? Is this Twisty Tower?
Yeah, it's right next to the... I've seen the buildings. I just didn't know Jumeirah Living.
Yeah, I've seen them too, and they've been rising for the last 2 years. You can see this video beside us. Now, this video was... Can you see it from here?
I'm trying to see if you can see it from here.
We can see Kayan from here.
Yeah,
that's beside it.
Right next to it.
So it's like right below. I think a 2-bed right now, if you're interested in a serviced apartment, will cost 22k a month, which is pricey. But if you want to look at photos, you can see the photos on Lovin Dubai instead of paying that amount of money. It's a lot of money.
You said 22k, and I'm like, oh, that's pretty cheap. And then a month came, like, you had a long pause, and like, what?
22. I know, this is it, because you can get 1-beds in Marina at the moment for like
40, 50?
40, 50 easy,
Yeah.
if you're lucky. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
So yeah, that is Jumeirah Living, but obviously it's absolutely fab, as well as the infinity pool and the gym and all of those nice things. There are separate entrance lobbies, which I'm sure smell amazing. Do you ever go into these hotels and you're just like, what is that?
I know, right? I keep imagining, like, these hotels have a specific scent to them that just...
It smells new and modern. It just
Every
smells like
time.
money. And you're just like...
Do you have the money? No, but like, you go inside and smell
You
it.
go inside and smell it. And also they come with different concierges, basically a lot of what is the equivalent of luxurious, elegant,
Amenities.
chic, luxurious amenities, whatever you can imagine. Guys, those are top stories. If you want to see photos of Jumeirah Living, check it out on Lovin Dubai. We're back with you tomorrow morning and every single weekday morning, Stay safe, wash your hands, and we'll see you then. Bye. Guys, that is a wrap for the Lovin Daily. We are back same time, same place every weekday morning. And of course, don't miss the Lovin Show every Tuesday where I chat with Dubai personalities. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and have a great day.